If you saw the video before, if not, I encourage you to see it. We were doing the demolition of this bathroom, and we found a lot of flaws in the construction or renovation or repairs, from the structural concern, which is what you see there, that they chopped up beams and all the stuff, to the size of the piping, the inclination, the lack of ventilation. They just only cut the ventilation. They just put pipes, like not obeying certain type of rules that you need to follow, so you have the proper ventilation, the proper way of getting rid of all the sewer water, wastewater, right? Besides that, the plumbing is really old. These are lead pipes, and they tend to fail from time to time. So what they did is that you just left it there. They capped it, and they also capped the ventilations here and all that. So we're going to restore back again those ventilation lines and everything that will make the water flow correctly. Besides that, we're going to take all this heavy cast iron pipe over here to PVC, using the right type of fittings. And you can see that sometimes people see, without knowing how the water flows and stuff like that in the rules, they just use the type of fittings that are not recommended for wastewater. So I'll show you some of the principles that you need to follow when you're working with this, so your plumbing is in the right way. Obviously, refer yourself to the building codes and all the stuff, so you're fixing your house and all that is really good. I mean, there's plenty of information, so I encourage you also to do that stuff. So let's continue. Let's start with demolishing, taking all these pipes out. Okay, so you see the pipe that is over there, all the way on the rafters, on the roof line. That one is the one that is providing the ventilation. So what we're going to do is, because it's raining a lot and all the stuff, we don't want to mess up that pipe, so I'm going to cut it. How are you going to cut this thing? Now, you have to remember that these pipes have a different diameter, because the thickness of the metal, the thickness of the PVC is a little different, although they are 4-inch pipes in this case. For that, whenever you do a transition like that, you want to make sure that you have the proper coupling. This coupling that you see here goes from cast iron to PVC, so you got to ask for a transition coupling. All right, that's very important. And it has, obviously, this kind of nuts that you have to, screws that you have to tie with a nut driver. And also, there are two ways normally they will cut these pipes. One is with a chain cutter that is normally used by plumbers, and the other one is a metal disc, a thin metal disc on your grinder. Now, obviously, you got to be careful, because there are a few things that can be hazardous. If you are in a closed environment, somewhere where you don't have that much ventilation, you're going to suffocate, so you need this mask to avoid all that, inhaling all that weird dust. The other thing is that if you have any combustibles, like gasoline, natural gas, whatever you feel like you have around, make sure that you don't use this cutter, because this thing will throw a lot of sparks, right? So you got to be careful with that. Obviously, protect your hands and all that stuff. But if you want to make sure that your surrounding is clear, and you don't want to end up burning something, or you're going to have sparks on top of some sort of insulation or something that is going to give you a mess. Make sure that you prevent the stuff. Better if you have like a fire extinguisher somewhere nearby, just to make sure that you're not going to cause any problems. I heard a lot of situations where people were not putting attention, and they end up burning houses, burning properties. Okay, so we're going to do the stuff. Let's cut the stuff and let's start putting all the new plumbing. When you get to the point of removing the rest of your galvanized your cast iron pipe, you saw that we cut it over there nice and straight, but now we're going to take all the sections out. Normally what you're going to do, I cut the ventilation that is going downstairs from here. Normally the ventilation lines are nice and dry, so they will not rot as easy or corrode as easy as the other pipes. So what I suggest, if you see how busted it is over here, is because on the joints, you want to go ahead with a small sledgehammer or a hammer like this. You want to crackle this by hitting a couple of times. Obviously, protect your eyes and your mouth or whatever, and your hands. But you want to go ahead and crackle this thing and take those stuff by sections. So we're going to continue all the way until we find, like I said, the main stack that we're going to remove all the way to the basement. So let's start by cracking all these things down. So if you're a contractor, you're planning to do something for somebody, go ahead and use a vacuum and keep all these things clean and organized so you have a better workplace. If you're the owner of the house, well, it's your house and you have to keep it clean too. So it's good to use a vacuum and just remove all the debris and stuff that are around, okay? So now you go to the part of the assembly of your new piping. Very important is to maintain those cuts that you're going to make really straight. You have different options. Normally what I do is that I use a circular saw to make some straight and nice cuts. I use a miter saw sometimes to make nice and straight cuts. If you don't have that, use a reciprocated saw. That will work as well, but just try to maintain those cuts really straight. Some people use hacksaws or just regular saws, hand saws. But anyway, once you have that pipe, if it's too dirty, you want to go ahead and clean it. You want to just give it a light sanding, right, with like 120 or like 200, grit. Then you want to use primer. This is a purple primer. You want to go ahead and use primer whenever you're doing all the stuff. You want to prime all the pieces, both the piece of pipe and the fitting. In this case, all three of them are going to be, cleaned, and after that we're going to use the glue. Now there are different type of glue that you can use, or cement. This one will work in different type of plastics, like the IBS or the ABS, CPVC, PVC, and other types that are, that are available. So you want to make sure, again, prime everything really well. If it's clean, then go ahead and use the glue in both areas. Once they're installed, you just twist it a little bit, make sure that they are nice and straight. Alright, so we're going to do that to all the piping as we install our piping. Make sure that you also have the proper positive inclination towards the drain, because otherwise water will stay there and you will defeat the purpose. Let's continue. The toilet connection there is ready for the plywood installation. Now you can see the difference right now here is level, but I guess that wood makes it look not level. But you have the drain and you have also the ventilation. We're going to put some supports on the pipes so they don't fall, and the transition over there is the right transition towards the outside. Also, we made the right transition towards the galvanized pipe over there. So that's the big difference. As you know, it comes from the ventilation there, and the only connection that we're missing is the connection for the tub. But I want to make another video for that one so it doesn't get that long. So let's continue. Now you notice that I have this, well, in other words, when you are handling air, you can use this right angle, 90s there, but you have to use long sweeps on the bottom after you go ahead and use the section for waistline. Yeah, now this is you notice that inverted T, that 4x2 with a bushing, is inverted, the same thing on the other side. That's how you need to put your ventilation. It's going to go here, and once it passes there on the 2-inch line, it's going to have that combination. You see that Y over there with the straight 45 elbow. That's the way the water has to flow towards the bottom with a long sweep elbow over there. This combination, this Y, you don't want to put like right angles over there or T's. You have to have that flow. Over here, same thing. When you have that flow of the waistlines, you want to make sure that you put a Y instead of a T, and you have always this long sweep elbows whenever you're going to do a 90-degree turn. The different story again is with the ventilation. Now the 1.5-inch pipes have those short 90-degree elbows because that's going to transport air. So that's it. So it's not going to transport water, just air. And that's something that you need to always remember when you're doing that. And again, refer to the building codes and stuff like that to get an idea so you don't have problems later on with water backing up on you. Here's the final shot of this particular video. Remember, we have a transition coupling there. It comes down. Those black supports there, straps, are designed to kind of hold the weight of that. You can actually refer to the particular one in your country, in your state. So I have many straps of these things throughout the piping, if you notice, so we can have that kind of positive flow towards the main stock. And now what you see here right now, that particular measurement over there, we need to adjust this because it was all beat up. We are kind of sistering the beams. We are doing all these things because that's not the way you're supposed to be doing some sort of plumbing. We need to assist this from the other side. But it's about 15 inches from the edge, from the stud towards the center, 15 inches, and 3/8 from this area, from this stud towards the outside. Now every particular tub is going to have a different type of design. If you have a shower, it's going to go obviously in the middle or somewhere else. But in this particular case, the tub that we're going to install over here calls for those measurements, and you want to go ahead and refer to the instructions of your tub to make sure that you are right there where you need to. So that's it. This is the PVC part or the waistline part of this project. If you want to see the water lines and all the stuff, just go ahead and take a look at the other videos. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and hit the little notification bell that you see there. Not belt, bell that you see there. and just make sure that whenever I post a new video, you can go ahead and look at it, and it will give you a lot of cool information for you to learn how to do plenty of stuff with construction and the world of decoration and all the stuff. All right, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.